Massachusetts. Ms. Trahan, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to start by thanking you and Mr. McEachin for your tireless work on this historic legislation. If it wasn't already clear, the hearings and collaboration with communities throughout the country have demonstrated that for decades, minority and low-income communities have lacked environmental justice. For too long, the fossil fuel industry has targeted their infrastructure development and environmental justice communities. Not only has this meant increased exposure to pollutants that have proven harmful to public health and local environments, but these communities also often experience less equitable access to environmental amenities like parks and outdoor recreation. And this bill tackles those problems head on. It's one of the many reasons why I'm proud to support the Environmental Justice for All Act. Whether it's strengthening environmental compliance standards and enforcement or reversing damaging Supreme Court decisions that limit the ability of communities to stand up to powerful corporations, this bill will make huge strides towards achieving equality. I'm especially excited that Section 11 of the bill establishes the Outdoor Legacy Partnership Grant Program. This program will expand access to parks and recreational opportunities in urban areas like my hometown of Lowell and Lawrence, two cities I have the honor to represent. Additionally, the robust protections it codifies would make it significantly harder for polluting industries to establish factories in the heart of communities, factories that eventually produce Superfund sites and brownfields. You know, in February, when we held a hearing on the bill, I asked one of the witnesses, Laura Cortez, who is a leader on environmental justice issues, about brownfields. And Ms. Cortez explained that private developers purchase brownfields and then engage in an expensive cleanup process before turning the sites over to make a profit. However, because the cleanup itself is so expensive, they often end up selling the site to more polluters, such that factories are replaced with more factories, thereby creating a cycle of pollution in the heart of our communities. You know, growing up in one of these communities, my family lived a few streets away from the dump, which caused both air and water pollution. It produced a poor quality of life, especially on those hot summer months for so many of the working class families in my neighborhood. Today, after significant investment, that landfill has been capped and filled in. On top of it, the city installed 6,000 solar panels that generate 1.5 megawatts of electricity. It's estimated that this investment created an environmental benefit equal to taking 131 cars off the road for a year. These types of opportunities should be available to communities across my home state of Massachusetts and across our nation. And that's exactly why we need the Environmental Justice for All Act codified into law. I strongly support this legislation, and I look forward to working on it further in the Energy and Commerce Committee, which has jurisdiction over portions of the bill. Overall, this comprehensive environmental justice bill was crafted through an inclusive, transparent, community-led, and community-driven process, and would help to clean up brownfield sites like the Merrimack Paper site in Lawrence, promote outdoor recreation, which could usher a future connection between the Lawrence River Trail and the Merrimack River Trail, and enable citizens to have more of a deciding factor on projects being proposed in the communities where they live. So I urge all my colleagues to support this important legislation, and I yield back.
Lady yields, and